What's going on, everybody? Welcome in another episode of HBCU Huddle with CJ Hurt and Mike Wallace. I am off on vacation, so this is me being pre-recorded right now, but we've got a great show for you guys today. We are actually decided, you know what? Let's put together some of our favorite clips from past shows this season and put them together and give them to the people so they can take a look back at some of the fun things we've talked about, some of the great interviews that we've had, so on and so forth. So that's what this is. Welcome to the HBCU Huddle Clip Show edition of the program. We will take a look back at our interview with Coach Hampton out of University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. We also got an interview with Coach George that we'll discuss. We'll look back at Puff Daddy or Diddy or P. Diddy or Love, whatever he's going by these days. We'll take a look back at that and take a look back at him giving the $1 million donation to Howard. We'll look at all of those things. But first, let's start with the interview that we did with T.C. Taylor, head coach of Jackson State. During SWAC Media Days, we talked to T.C. Taylor about a lot of different things, but his message during SWAC Media Day was, hey, they just don't know yet. Let's hear what T.C. Taylor had to say from SWAC Media Day. Welcome back to HBCU Huddle. Please be joined by Jackson State's head coach, T.C. Taylor. Coach Taylor, how's everything going, man?
It's going good, man. I'm glad to be here. It's a big-time buzz in the air to be here, rub shoulder with some fellow head coaches in the conference. The media's out, all the top players in the conference are here, so I'm excited.
This is your first SWAC Media Day. Is it everything you expected it to be?
Oh, definitely. I could feel the energy when I came in, checked in the hotel yesterday, but you could feel the buzz in the air, but one of many.
One of many. I should have said first as head coach. There we go. First as head coach. This is your first year as head coach at Jackson State. What did it mean to you to have the overwhelming support of the locker room and Coach Sanders putting in good words for you? What did it mean for you to have that type of support coming from the men in the football program?
A lot of people knew how hard, all the work that I put in to get to this point, including Coach Prime. He's seen it in the last couple of years that I was with him, and the fans and the people who know that, I've waited my time and paid my dues on this. I always had a plan for us becoming head coach. I didn't know if it would be at Jackson State, but to be able to say that I'm the head coach of Jackson State University, the Jackson State University, a former player here, a former fan here, man, I'm excited. Selling
yourself a bit short, former player, you were a star at Jackson State. What does it mean to be able to come back and coach at a place that serves such a pivotal piece in your success going forward in football and as a man as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge responsibility. I always talk about that word responsibility because I can remember those days preparing as a player here, and you knew what I wanted to be. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be great. I wanted to be in the record books, and all those things I accomplished. I think, the foundation I laid down as a player is some of the reason why I'm here now as a head coach. People knew how hard I worked, how I approached the game, how much I love football, and that's something I talk about with our coaching staff. I try to instill that in the staff, our players currently now. So it's a great feeling, and I look forward to it.
Coach, there's been a lot of transfers out of the program, a lot of transfers into the program. What is this program going to look like this year under your tutelage?
All those guys we brought in are tremendous football players. You talk about defensive side what we lost, offensive side what we lost, but the guys we brought in, we did a good job of going in the portal and getting the right guys. I get it. We had one player chosen all conference, and I told them, they don't know. We got close to 60-something new guys on the roster. People just don't know. It's up to us to go out there and show them, play together as one, and then, people are going to see what we've been seeing all summer. We got a very explosive and deep football team, that can really play the game from top to bottom at every position, and that's something that I wanted to do was create competition at every position, and we got a ton of talent that I'm excited about.
The past 2 years, Jackson State has had straight-up stars on the defensive side of the ball. James Houston, Aubrey Miller Jr., they've taken over games at times, both of them, and that's the past 2 years. Is that a trend we could look forward to considering? Who are some players on the defensive side of the ball that you can see already have the potential to be those types of stars at this level?
Starting on the D-line is the player that I brought with me is Double D, Devontae Davis. It's a breakout year for him. I told him that, you're still not getting a lot of respect around the league. I think he was deserving of an all-conference position, and he's been a Jackson State kid since day one. He's the one that came in as a freshman in 2019 when I came back as quarterback coach. But he's one. There's some other guys on that defensive line, Antonio Dahl, transfer from Texas A&M that's been looking good. Jeremiah Williams, another D lineman. Sionis Miller, Junior Miller is back, and he's looking, oh my God, the transfer from Auburn. You talk about linebacker, Alan Walker, a kid we brought in from La Tech. He's got a lot on his plate. You talk about losing the production of Aubrey Miller, and so, he fits the mold, he looks the part, but can he do it on game day? That's what I talked to him about. And one of my favorite positions for depth-wise and talent-wise right now is the secondary. We got some two corners that's coming back, K5, Kevrick Wiggins, Jalen Hughes, Louisiana Lafayette transfer, Keedron Callaghan, that looks like a machine right now. So and that's what I'm saying. People just don't know yet. They don't know yet. We've been seeing it as a coaching staff. We know what we're going to bring to the table. We know we're going to play hard, and we know we understand the assignment.
Absolutely, Coach. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. Don't you guys go anywhere. We'll be right back on HBCU Huddle. Over 60 new players for Jackson State this season. While they're not going to be able to represent the SWAC in the championship game, they're still going to finish with a winning record. Pretty good season for TC Taylor in year one. Now people do know about those players at Jackson State. I would expect them to have way more than just the one or two players on the SWAC, all SWAC team coming into the end of the season. That gets announced at the end of the season. And I look forward to seeing big things from TC Taylor and Jackson State. We also talked to Coach Eddie George this year. Talked to Coach George, caught up with him before Tennessee State traveled to face Notre Dame for the first time ever. Got that big payout from Notre Dame. Tennessee State, who has finished with, they're not finished yet, They have a winning record for the first time under Coach Eddie George with just a handful of games left in the season. Let's hear from Coach George. Pleased to be joined right now by Coach Eddie George on HBCU Huddle. Coach George, how's everything going, man?
Everything is great. Broke camp. We're getting ready for our first game against Notre Dame. Like the energy. Practice wasn't necessarily as clean as I like, but I think we're headed in the right direction.
I like the energy, too. I walked up and got to catch some practices. High energy, a lot of stuff happening, trying to simulate game speed. And part of that is going to South Bend. This is Tennessee State's first time going to South Bend. Is there any special preparations going on as you guys prepare for that trip up to Notre Dame?
Other than jumping on the bus with the intention to go win.
Okay.
That's it. I mean, our guys understand, what the opponent that we have to play. They're a formidable foe. They're very physical up front. And that's the way we like it. We aspire to be that type of football team. In order to be the best, you got to play the best. And I think our guys are really excited about the challenge and the opportunity to play in a historic venue against a really good team, and we'll see where the chips fall.
This feels like almost an exchange of sorts, a cultural exchange where you guys are going to go up to South Bend and show what HBCUs have to offer, and you're going to get a chance to see the cathedral, to see one of the great stadiums in college football.
I tell them, man, listen, this is a wonderful opportunity to play in a cathedral like this. Some of the great venues in the country. On a beautiful Saturday. Touchdown Jesus, the Fighting Irish, we have our band going up. So it's the first time that an FCS school and an HBCU school would have played against Notre Dame. So it's historic. Regardless of the outcome, this game is historic. It'll go down as one that that's never happened, the first up, and hopefully we will be on the winning side. But for the most part, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for a lot of these young men to go and play and challenge them up on their home turf.
Once-in-a-lifetime cultural opportunity, also once-in-a-lifetime payday as well.
Yes.
Got a big check from Notre Dame to go up there. How did that come about? Did you have any hands-on experience dealing with that?
Well, we talked about it, the opportunity to go up and play them, understanding that, we're trying to do things at a higher level here, get things filled in from a resource perspective. Certainly that check helps us out tremendously, from resources, from nutrition to enhancing our facilities, enhancing our budget, so we can be competitive on a big time basis, and that's the business side of it. So there's a win-win there. But more importantly for us, it's the opportunity to compete against the quality of players in this quality team and give it our best shot.
Absolutely, absolutely. Coach, we're in Memphis. Southern Heritage Classic is around the corner.
Yes.
I know you guys got Notre Dame, so I won't ask you to break down Pine Bluff just yet, but I will ask. People want to know, Jackson State, Tennessee State, one of the best rivalries in the HBCU sphere.
Yes.
Is there any talk about trying to renew that, do home and homes with that, or are you guys specifically interested in playing in strictly the Southern Heritage Classic when you play Jackson State?
No, I think we would love to rekindle that and renew that game, because it meant so much. I mean, listen, from their perspective, from a business side, it was, wanted to make it fair and equitable for both parties and above board and transparent. So that's kind of where we left it at that. But we welcome that. I think it's great for both schools. It's great for college football. Certainly great for HBCU football that these two schools, these two institutions get along each and every year and bring that back. So I'm looking forward to that, hopefully.
Coach George, thank you so much for taking some time with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you. All right.
Great hearing from Coach Eddie George. The Tennessee State Tigers will finish this season, when it's all said and done, with a winning record, their first winning season since 2017. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we still have Coach Hampton and Puff Daddy donating that $1 million to Howard. You're listening to HBCU Huddle right here on the Grind City Media.
Bismack Biyombo, a 6'8", 255-pounder.
He'll get you the rebounds. He'll do the dirty work. He'll block shots. He's not worried about scoring the basketball. They have enough.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
8-time Grammy Award-winning Anita Baker. Anita Baker, the songstress, live in concert. For one night only. FedEx Forum, November 22nd, 2023. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Don't miss your chance to see the legendary Anita Baker live in Memphis.
I can't wait. I mean, we're going to have a new roster.
The Memphis Grizzlies welcome their newest Grizzly, Marcus Smart.
Coming to Memphis, that blue collar, is going to be great. So to be able to go out there and try to bring a championship to that city, it's an honor.
We're all hungry.
Let's go, big dog. Keep fighting, keep fighting.
We're super excited to be in front of the best fans in the league and hopefully deliver a memorable season.
Welcome back, everybody. CJ Hurt. Not here in real time, but I'm here spiritually. We've got a clip show for you, a great clip show. We decided to take a look back at some of our favorite interviews that we've done on HBCU Huddle from the past year. And we already heard from TC Taylor at SWAC Media Day. We heard from Coach Eddie George as well. Now let's hear from Coach Alonzo Hampton. Let's hear from him over at University of Arkansas Pine Bluff. Certainly not the season anybody wanted. Kind of a season that some of us expected with there being a first-year head coach, the discrepancy in talent between Pine Bluff and the rest of their peers in the SWAC East and the SWAC in general. But I love the energy that Arkansas Pine Bluff has going around it, and I feel like Coach Hampton can definitely get this thing turned around. We talked to him the week before the Southern Heritage Classic. He shared with us why it was so important for Arkansas Pine Bluff to have a foothold in the Memphis area. Plus, we talked about so much more. Let's hear from Coach Hampton right now. Coach Alonzo Hampton, University of Arkansas Pine Bluff head coach ahead of their big-time matchup against Tennessee State in the Southern Heritage Classic. Coach Hampton, how's everything been, man? How's it going?
Man, it's going great, man. We're excited about the upcoming game in Memphis. Like you said, that's like home to us. So we're excited about it. Our fan base is excited, and we want to paint the town of black and gold.
Absolutely, absolutely. You bring up being excited about playing in the Southern Heritage Classic, I do believe for the first time in school history. Why are you excited about it? And do you think that playing in the Southern Heritage Classic could help increase your profile as it pertains to recruiting in the Memphis area?
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, we've always recruited Memphis well. We got some tremendous players in the past from that area. We got a couple on the team right now, starting receiver and a starting offensive lineman. And just in general, man, to be able to play in the Southern Heritage Classic, Mr. Jones, he does a tremendous job with that event as a whole, and being a first-time head coach and to get a chance to play in Memphis and be able to put on a show where all our fans are, like I said, we want to paint the town black and gold. And so we're honored to be able to play an opponent like Tennessee State and Coach Eddie George and his staff. And so I think the excitement is at an all-time high. And I know they're excited about it. We're excited about it. We hope it's a sellout. And like I said, we want to see two good teams out there battling back and forth. And then we're going to let the bands come out there and do what they do at halftime. And then we're going to come back and we're going to wrap that thing up. And hopefully, at the end of the day, it'll be a black and gold victory.
Hey, Coach, listen now. Look, y'all don't have a monopoly on the black and gold. See, I'm a Grambling guy. So that's black
here we go.
Black and gold coming this way, too, all right? So, first of all, I appreciate the colors. We're going to let y'all borrow them for a minute when y'all come to Memphis for the Southern Heritage Classic. But in all due respect, man, this adage and the saying goes, you can never go home again. This is your second time. You definitely can go home again. You're proving that right now, getting this program back to the standard that you had it at before. What's been some of the biggest challenges and opportunities that you've seen now that you're back in tow as the head coach at UAPB?
Well, obviously, being here as a volunteer coach, working my way up, you see how things work from 2006 to 2010. And I was fortunate enough to be able to go to a group of 5, University of South Florida, Western Kentucky University. And then I had an opportunity to go Power 5, University of Oregon, Florida State. And then now just being able to take all those experiences I've had and then to be able to give us a total different perspective on what it requires for us to be able to restore the pride here. That's our motto. And it's ways we can do some things different in the past. And our administration has done a tremendous job. Our AD was a former player here. And so we're all kind of locking arms, partnership, and just trying to make this place the best we can possibly be. The city of Pine Bluff needs to be a lighthouse where people say, I want to go to Pine Bluff. And so what I tell all the players that we recruit, coaches, administration, support staff, we are the change that we're asking everybody to become. And so if we don't support our own, then who else is going to support us? And so that's what we're trying to get back to. And that's what I expect on Saturday when we play in the Southern Heritage Classic. I want that place to be rocking. I want it to be sold out on both sides. And that's when we can get back to, like I said, just showing the support for one another. Our fan base is just giving back to each side. And hopefully, man, we want Memphis to be able to just help us out. It's being rowdy. And I'm looking forward to the barbecue after the game as well.
Coach, would you've spoken so highly and so glowingly about being able to be a participant in the Southern Heritage Classic. Fred Jones, we had him on the show not too long ago. He does a phenomenal job with this event. Is this something that you guys would like to make permanent? Would you guys like to permanently be the other team in the Southern Heritage Classic or one of the teams in the Southern Heritage Classic?
Well, absolutely, because like I said, we have a lot of alumni that's from the area, and for us, it's a 2.5-hour drive. So it's very feasible for us, and then we can still get the support that we need. Anytime you can play in a classic, I mean, I think the energy is just a little different when you play in the classic because it's so many events surrounding it. And so from my perspective as a head football coach, I would love to play in the Memphis, the Southern Heritage Classic every year, but that's not up to me. But I'll play wherever they tell me to play. But I do like Memphis. And obviously, it's what Simmons Banks field. That's the field that we play on. That's our home field.
I was just going to bring that up. Simmons Bank. You guys play at Simmons Bank. You going to play in Simmons Bank in Memphis, baby.
Why not? It's home.
Well, that's definitely something that's on the table, is the opportunity to continue this legacy, man. Some of my best friends, my wife's best friend is a UAPB alum, and she's really, really banging the drum in support to get this thing going. You guys have done some remarkable work promoting this game coming to Memphis. I wanted to ask you, regardless of what happens in the Southern Heritage Classic and obviously coming out of the Tulsa game, your goals and your conference goals are still right in front of you the rest of the way from here. When you look at your division, I mean, the other division, it seems to be top-heavy. Jackson State, Florida A&M may be able to duke it out with all due respect to everybody else. But in that SWAC West, man, you could throw a team in the hat, and it wouldn't surprise me who came out of there as the champions on that side. Just what does that look like for you coming out of this game and then going forward towards looking at how the division lines up?
Well, obviously, for us, it's just another game. It's another evaluation of our players and our coaching staff, and just continue to work on the things that we didn't do well in the first game, and to be able to build off of it and see if we gotten better. And obviously, like you said, it's not a conference game for us. It's more about bragging rights, and so we want to go ahead and put on a show. But then knowing, regardless of the outcome of the game, we still have our whole division ahead of us. And we call it the Wild Wild West. When I was here from 2006, you never know who's going to win the West, because all those teams are pretty much the same. And if you don't pack, as we say, if you don't pack your defense on a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, you're going to end up on the wrong side of the stick. And everybody knows offense, you fill the seats. But at the end of the day, you're going to have a great defense to win it all. And so that's what we're trying to get our kids to understand. Like, regardless of what happens in these first two games, that doesn't make our season. If we're 2-0, whatever the case may be, it is what it is. We got to continue to play and continue to get better every game.
Coach Hampton, we'll get you out of here on this one because I know you're a busy, busy man. Everybody's got goals. Everybody's got their definition of what a good season looks like for their respective program. What is the biggest thing? Give me one thing, as many things as you want. Take that back. As many things as you want. What's something that stands between you guys and this program right now and your goals, whatever your goals are?
I mean, for me personally, and I told my staff this, and I tell the players, we have to have a solid foundation. And when a foundation is when the rains come and the storms come, like you're not tossed to the side. Okay, you may have to go back and go back in the house and kind of shelter up for a minute, but your house is not destroyed. And that's where we've been over the years here. Like every 6 or 7 years, the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff can win. But I don't want to be able to win every 6 or 7 years. I want to have a foundation in place where we can win we can compete year in and year out. So that's my goal this year. Is I want to see our kids play fast on offense, be fearless on defense, and we'll be special on special teams. If we can do those things, and I think our program is headed in the right direction. I can't tell you how many wins or losses. I can tell you this, we have a plan in place that I think the plan's pretty good. I've won everywhere I've been. I've been around some tremendous coaches. And 1 win, 2 wins, 3 wins, 4 wins, it ain't going to make or break me or my program, because I tell my players this, man, we're on the path to building something great. We're restoring the pride. And so when you're restoring something, it takes a little time. Now, guess what? If God see fit and we win 8, 9 games this year, so be it. But what we have to do is have a solid foundation, and we got that in place. Our administration is doing a great job. Our student athletes are doing a great job. We got to get them to go to class. We got to be able to get them to get out in the community and do those things. And we can do all those things and put them in place. Get our APR back on track. Okay, now we can start teaching them how to play the game of football. It's hard to teach a guy how to play football when he won't go to class. So what makes me think I'm gonna be different because I'm the head football coach and he won't even go to class and listen to them. He ain't gonna listen to me either. So it's the same. So I want to recruit the right student athletes here and the right coaching staff. We got the right support staff around us, administration around us, and we all gonna lock arms and we're gonna go to work. And I can tell you, at the end of the year, you're gonna say, hey man, that's a different University of Arkansas Pine Bluff football program. I want a program in place that if something happens, the next person can come in here and they can build off what we've already created, and we can win year in and year out.
Well said, man. And I tell you what, I know you guys are going to have a great season because you are building that program. We had a chance to interview 2 fine young men on your line up there at SWAC Media Day last month, and they are a great representation of the university. Best of luck this season, Coach. Stay healthy, get through all of this. And I tell you what, we'll have that battle. I'll be down there November 10th for the battle of the black and gold when my GSU Tigers come down there. I'm going to come look you up, man. We're going to definitely do that.
Hey, brother, I'm excited about it, man, and I look forward to meeting you too, man.
All
hey,
right.
let's do this. Go black and gold.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
That has been head coach for University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, Coach Alonzo Hampton. Coach, thank you so much for taking time out and joining us today.
Hey, be blessed, man.
That was Coach Alonzo Hampton. I look forward to seeing what he's got in store for Arkansas Pine Bluff the rest of the season and going into next season. The offseason will be very, very important for those Golden Lions. We always do a Culture Maker segment where we highlight somebody who is going above and beyond in the HBCU/black culture. One of our favorite moments with our Culture Maker segment was when Sean Puff Daddy P. Diddy Love Combs made the donation to Howard. He announced a donation to Howard. He announced it when he announced his donation to Jackson State, I do believe. And this year he fulfilled that promise, giving over $1 million or $1 million, to Howard in D.C. Let's hear what Mike and I had to say about that great moment.
The last biggest takeaway from that game, being in Atlanta, it was 110 degrees on the field down there.
Atlanta.
So give your boy some credit for being able to tough that one out down there. But Diddy came through on his promise. You know, about a year ago at the BET Awards, he said, "I'm gonna drop $1 million on Howard University, my alma mater, his alma mater, and then I'm gonna go ahead and drop $1 million on Jackson State for their football program because we got to support our own." And you know what? Diddy showed up in the second quarter, showed the entire stadium some love, dropped that check, and here's why he did this in an amazing way for Jackson State University.
Here is Puff Daddy, or Diddy, Sean P. Diddy Combs, dropping $1 million on Jackson State at the MEAC SWAC Challenge.
This was at the end of the quarter, promising $1 million during last year's BET Awards, and he's making good on that as he's standing by with our Harry Lyles.
Diddy's actually paying me. I could use a little bit more of that. I appreciate it. But while we're doing that, hey, I got to ask you, what was the inspiration, the motivation behind the $1 million pledge and donation?
If it wasn't for HBCUs, I wouldn't be here. And really just supporting HBCUs is not just my honor, it's my responsibility. You know, my grandmother raised me to make sure I sowed my seed in my community, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. And so what they're doing at Jackson State is to be commended. What they're doing at Howard University is to be commended. All HBCUs that are under-resourced, and I'm here to do something about it.
That's wonderful. That's amazing. And we love to see donations like that go to any HBCU because that money stretches so far and goes to help out so much. That's it. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Those were some of our favorite clips, some of our favorite interviews from HBCU Huddle this football season. Come back next week. We'll be back. Mike will be here. I'll be here. And we'll have more SWAC, MEAC, SEAC, CIAA, Hampton, Tennessee State, North Carolina A&T, West Virginia State. We'll have all of that and so much more for you next week. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today on HBCU Huddle. For Mike, I'm CJ. Thank you guys for watching and hanging out with us. We'll talk to you soon.